And we're back. The TAKful Creator here. Let's get started. May God the Creator bless us. May God the Redeemer heal us. May God the Holy Spirit enlighten us. Give us eyes to see, ears to hear, and hands to do the work of God. Feet to walk the path of justice, and mouths to preach the good news. May the angel of peace, prosperity, love, abundance, guidance, mercy, grace, and humble tidings watch over us and lead us to the reign of God. Ashe. Okay, so far we have the peace lilies. The garden, the sun in reverse, and the gentleman in reverse. Okay, so what does this mean to us? Okay. Well, first and foremost, hi! Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I appreciate your energetic compliance, your likes, your shares, subscribes, and other energetic donations that you're offering, because it's been an influx of energy, and I'm telling you, the readings that I've offered in the past week alone has been so sporadic, mainly because it's new energy that is opening themselves up. So, I appreciate you bearing with me, because adapting to this new energy is also a feat for me. Okay, so thank you. I appreciate you enhancing my skill set along the way, Also want to give appreciation to the divine. Can you show me no? Thank you. Yes. That we're on the right track, and we may need to double back. Okay, wonderful. So we see here that we have the peace lilies. So we're on the right track. We have the 30 that's up here in the corner, 3 recognizing help, 0 the symbol of infinity, but the symbol of infinity as a cyclical pattern, not a karmic pattern, but more like a divinity pattern. We can say it like that. Okay, to where there's no really high and low. It's the evolution, right, of what a line is. So if forever is a continuous cycle, there is no start, there is no end, then there shouldn't be a point where you see a start or end. And that's the difference between a 0 and a helix. Okay, not a perfect sphere, not a perfect circle, because in us speaking about a perfect circle, we're talking about different dynamics, we're talking about dimensions and a whole lot of other stuff that's a little bit more complex. So when we're talking about a 0, it's 2-dimensional, and we can really ascertain the symbolism. Okay, so with the 3 and the 0 together, 30 meaning right action, you are putting forth faith. Your perception is in alignment with your movement, and that movement is forward progression, right? It's for progression toward peace. Peace lilies are normally used during a mourning period, during a time of longevity. That's really when the peace lilies are used. Okay, so we have the positive and we also have the negative. Now, even with the negative, if we're saying that this is a mourning period, like someone who passed away of old age, right? And when I mean of old age, I don't mean like, oh, they've had health complications in their 50s and 60s. I mean, they lived a healthy life, 70s, 80s, 90s, when the lifespan for a lot of demographics is mid-50s, mid-60s, okay? So when we're talking about living a long life, it's more of a celebration of life instead of a mourning of passing. Okay, so this can be where the peace lilies are in the upright. We're appreciating the positive of a cycle, right? And that's where that 0, where the emphasis on the divine cycle of the 0 opposed to the balance cycle of the helix, where you have the yin and yang, right? So what does this mean if we're talking about an internal slumber, an eternal peace? And this could be internal or external. I mean, if you pass away, we will all hope that your internal, the soul that has left your body, is at peace, can be at rest, so that the energies that surround the body, which would be the people that were in connection, the family, the family members, the other loved ones, acquaintances, partnerships, etc., that they're not negatively afflicted. So when you pass on in a positive way and your body is given the honor that is deserving, the energies around it are also able to comply energetically. They're able to be at peace, mourn with intention to have a rebirth process, because that's what death is. In this 3D matrix, death is a rebirth process. You are shedding this skin and offering whatever time period that is necessary to obtain a new character skin. And then in that new character skin, you have a whole slew of problems, issues, experiences, opportunities, whatever the case is, to teach you certain dynamics, to teach you how to thrive in certain scenarios, whatever the case is. Whatever your soul development is, you are given those issues based on your character, your skin, how you look in this 3D matrix. Okay, so it could be 2 seconds, like it could be the same time frame. You pass away as a 70-year-old man, and then you wake up as a baby, you know, across the world, but you don't know it because your conscience is wiped, you know, and then you start over again, and you basically succumb to the societal pressures around you so that you can be taught certain lessons, etc. You know, I already said that, so, you know, not to be redundant, okay? So that's what we can see here by this garden here, this gathering, this celebration of life. Okay, so they're going through the mourning period because there's a gathering, there's multiple collectives, multiple groups of people coming together to energetically share. Now that could be energetically share good memories, energetically share bad memories, energetically watch videos of that person, energetically be nostalgic about that person. I don't know. There's groupings where the energy is shared on one specific thought, and it's across masses. It's across like multiple areas, if that makes sense. Okay, so let's say, for example, a church, mosque, temple, where people are designed to go to this building every single day at a certain period of time to give thanks to a higher calling, right? Now we know that the mosque over there is giving the calling, you know, the worship to the same God as the other mosque, just like the Christians at that church is given the same God at the other church, you know, the worship, right? But even though it's the same entity that they're worshiping, these groups are in separate places offering their own specific way of praise, worship, to energetically give to one topic, to energetically give to that one entity. Okay, because we know at the mosque and, you know, Allah and God, the Creator, it's all the same. They're all the same energy. It's just people were in different areas, so they use a different dialect, culture, their own experiences to explain the same phenomenon. That's all. But, you know, we're going to move into the next card here, because we have the Sun in reverse. And what do we mean by the Sun in reverse? You know, everything is going right, everything is happy, everything's go lucky. But in the reverse, it's typically the opposite, outside of the fact that it's still a happy occasion. Okay, it's a happy occasion that is not meant to be happy. You know what I mean? So for example, if you're celebrating the loss of something, right? You're celebrating the fact that there was time that you were able to appreciate with this energy, this individual, this experience. You're giving appreciation. In that appreciation, you're talking about all the good times. You know, you're laughing it up. You keep keying because, you know, you remember that time when this happened, and you remember that time when that happened, and you remember when you met these people, and this person that had you meet these people, and this experience had you meet these people, and it was just like an eye-opening experience. And you remember when you learned this from this person. You remember when you learned this at this experience, and it's just an influx of what would seem like positive emotions because of something that is not so positive. And that's why the Sun is in reverse. Okay, because you're doing everything right. You know, in a sense, you're glorifying, quote unquote, the energy that you're meant to be thinking on, celebrating. But there's a part of you that's in remembrance. There's a part of you that is still consoling your emotional self, right? Because of this loss. So even though, you're celebrating it, it's a loss you have to let go. And with any letting go process, it is just that, a process. So you can have that by purging emotionally. You can have that by purging vocally. You can have that by completely detaching and using the time to connect with other energies, right? Removing yourself completely. Focus on other things that will bring life to you, and then revisit that. Because what did you do in that sense? You gave yourself enough internal power, internal fortitude, strength. You gave yourself enough power to tackle something that you knew was difficult, tackle something that you knew may weaken you emotionally, weaken you mentally or physically, because it's such a trying topic. Okay? So, like I said, it's a process. Okay? So, and you doing all of that, you're taking the higher road, the more high vibrational road, the positive road, and, sticking a few laughs in there. You're sticking a few nostalgic moments that are rooted in positivity, rooted in fundamentals or morals and ethics, so that you can spread the awareness and share that upgrade with a collective that may not have gotten that. You learned that lesson with that individual. You learned that lesson at that opportunity. Doesn't mean that other people in that same environment doing the same thing you did learn that exact thing. Okay, that's the whole point of the collective. So in you mourning the loss of one individual with a whole bunch of other people you don't really know too well, but you know somewhat, and you are collectively there for this one task of mourning in a celebratory way, it's an opportunity for you to learn how that same individual showed up for other people around you. And maybe that individual can't tell you because they're no longer here based on the cards. However, the impact that individual left can be shared with you. And being shared with you, you can share it with others, and then the energy, the positive aura, the spirit of that individual may live on in a high vibrational way, still helping the collective while they're camera always shutting off. Okay, when we figured out that we were mourning a loss, I saw that this gentlemanly card was in reverse, and as we can automatically assume, if the gentlemanly card was in the upright, we can say that he's thriving, but in the reverse we can say that maybe he is put to rest. Okay, so we can tell that based on just the energy alone, that there is a very vast collective that is mourning a gentleman's passing. Okay, and I'll say a gentleman, I would say a mature gentleman in age. I'm not sure if spiritually he's mature, or if in the 3D he has matured. I'm not entirely sure, but based on multiple collectives coming together to give him some kind of honor, or give him some kind of mourning period, it just means that he made an impact that will be remembered over an extended period of time. Okay, to maybe one day he'll be able to watch his own show and be like, energetically that connects with me, I'm not sure why, and he will realize like it's because that's him on TV spiritually. That's him. But that's just an example. This could definitely mean like, someone in the same town, an older person passing away, and then other people going to that same, let's say, ice cream truck or same business, your mom and pop shop, and seeing a picture or the video of the owner at the store or near the store or whatever the case is, and then this little kid looking at it like, you know what, why do I feel like I'm so connected to this store? Why do I feel like I can look into the eyes of that person and it reminds me of a family member I never had? Like, why? And it's because energetically that is you. That was your soul in a different body at one point. And it's just amazing when you really think about how the world is so connected in a way that blinds us, even though it shows it to us plainly. Like, amazing. Let's see, is there anything else we need to know here? Is there anything else we need to know? No, that's about all. Okay, so let the mourning period happen. Appreciate everyone for being able to be vulnerable about this and sharing how they feel, because you never know, they may be sharing in this moment how they feel about this gentleman that passed, but in actuality they're sharing how they felt about someone else that they know that passed, that they never got to speak to anyone about, that they never got to share any stories and stuff with. But you know, this is their opportunity to give off, you know, some deep-rooted feelings, because they know that there's more than enough people that are willing to listen. Okay, so just, you know, be that rock for other people. I know right now it's kind of cloudy, it's like a mist, the energy is just really off. So if we're talking about multiple people passing, like this is just the energy, it's not just one gentleman that had passed, older gentleman that passed, it's multiple older gentlemen that passed in this very short time period, and multiple collectives all on today is sharing their individual experiences. And as a collective, we feel that. We feel that. It's like, it's deep. It's like heavy. But yeah, so, yeah. I wish us all the best. I wish us luck. I'll see us soon. Until the next.